Good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Greta Callahan, Greta-Callahan, President of the Teacher Chapter of the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers. And we are on strike day 2 for safe and stable schools. Our members are willing to do whatever it takes, as long as it takes, for the schools our students deserve. We are in the fight for the soul of our city right now. We are watching dark forces, we are watching outside groups come in, attempting to dismantle the joy and love and movement that we have right now to fully fund our public schools, to increase the quality of education that our students are receiving, and really for the heart of our city. So we are 100% all in. Later on today, we're going to be at the Capitol. We have a $9 billion surplus in our state. There is zero reason that we're out here begging for our ESPs to earn a living wage. And we're just so happy that you're here covering this. Thank you for being out here, because we're in a righteous fight right now. Sean's going to take over.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Sean Layton, president of our ESP chapter of MFT. We want to be very clear that we do not believe we have a budget crisis in the Minneapolis public schools. We believe we have a values and priorities crisis. When we're negotiating with folks at the district and they tell us that they have a problem with adding more initiatives and more requirements and more programs, and they themselves admit that they can't take anything off the table, we know exactly what's going on, and that is that we have folks who are mismanaging our districts. And so what we're saying is we've got to get back to labor management, sharing power, making sure that the folks who are on the ground, who are doing the work, have a say in how we run our schools. It's very straightforward and very clear. And so what we want to say very clearly, again, is we do not have a budget crisis in Minneapolis. We have a values and priorities crisis. And our leaders need to come to the table. We'll be back with the district today at 10:30 to talk about how we proceed, whether or not they've understood that our members are not going to back down. We are one day longer, we are one day stronger. And we've got the entire city of Minneapolis. We've got eyes all over the country, and we've got media all over the world covering this strike. And the reason is, I think that people are understanding that workers are not going to back down. We have to change how we do things in Minneapolis. We cannot continue with the status quo, and that is what our members at 98% of ESPs, at 97% of the teacher chapter, clearly send a signal. Things have to change. We need fundamental change. We are done with temporary agreements for 2 years while the district placates us, and then in 2 years says we're not going to talk to you about these issues anymore. So we want to be very clear. One day longer, one day stronger. We've been at sites all over this city, and our folks are fired up, and they are ready to do whatever it takes. Thanks for being here. We'll take questions.
Specifically, what's going to happen at 10:30 today? What's it going to take for both sides to sit at the same table?
So at 10:30, we're going to have our leads sit down with the district leads, and we're going to work through how this week is going to work. One thing we've been very clear about, and Greta has been steadfast about, and our members have been steadfast about, that what the district has put on the table so far is not going to settle this strike. We have got to have contract language around class size, we have got to have contract language around mental health supports, and we have got to have living wages for education support professionals, and the district needs to figure out how to get to a place of offering more competitive pay for our licensed staff. They did it in St. Paul, we can do it in Minneapolis. It's very clear now that this is not about the ability of the district to do it, it's about the will of the school board to direct the superintendent and his administration to do the right thing.
Are you close on anything?
No, because they haven't even countered us on what we put on the table since last Tuesday when it comes to our members' top priorities. And they continue to say, well, let's talk about these little things, and we're saying that's not going to settle a strike. We are 100% committed to settling the strike, and they need to talk about our members' top priorities. They are no longer in control. We have 5,000 people on the streets. We are in a righteous fight. Our members are not going to back down, and we are listening to them. They are out here. When we walked out here today, our members said, do not back down. We're going to stay out here as long as it takes, for whatever it takes. We're going to be out here. And so we know that we are listening to them. We are a member-led union. We're just the ones in the room who have to listen to the mandate that they set forth.
What do you say to the parents and the families and the students who are sort of caught in the middle of this? They're sitting home while you guys are waiting to settle this strike.
What about the kids? Exactly. Everything we're doing is fighting for them. They deserve a high-quality education. My son is a student in Minneapolis Public Schools. He sits in a lunchroom when they don't have someone to fill his class. We've had 645 teachers leave this district in the last year and a half. We have 370 ESP vacancies that we can't fill. That is not safe. That is not stable. That is not a high-quality education. We are in the fight for the soul of our city. And that means we need to have strong public schools, and we are willing to do whatever it takes. We have people on the line saying they will not get paid so that our kids receive the quality of education that they deserve. We are not going to stop. We're doing whatever it takes, and we need those district leaders to change what they're doing. The people they have at the table are not serving the Minneapolis taxpayers. They are mismanaging funds. They are mismanaging power. Our students deserve better. They're out here. They're not going to stop, so it's time for district leaders to do the right thing. It's not too late.
Logistically, legally, and financially for the teachers out here and everyone supporting them, how long can this strike go on until something breaks? Are we talking weeks, months, however long?
As long as it takes. And our district could settle this today. They need to stop messing around with our kids' lives and our families' lives right now. They are not even pretending to stop this strike. So we are asking that people call on them. Our school board members need to take over. They need to get rid of the people that they currently have at the table serving them and step in and settle this contract with us, because it's their name on our contract, not the HR people that they have in the room trying to settle this contract.
I know you guys are calling to use some of this state budget surplus to fund public education. Is there a plan beyond that to say, you know, we need this? Who are you talking to? What's behind that?
So I think the point that we're trying to make right now is that this is a matter in the district itself, a matter of priorities. It's a matter of values. We don't need to continue to do everything we're doing right now to make this work. And we're also trying to point out that there is a budget surplus, and that, well, we can do as much as we can in the current circumstance. We really need the state to come through. We know we're still behind where we were in 2003 in terms of funding. We know we have a smaller percentage of our state's economy going to education than we did as well. And so this is really also not only in Minneapolis a values priorities problem, this is also a state of Minnesota values and priorities problem, and that's our intent, is to go and point out the contradiction. We are supposed to be an education state, and we have fallen farther and farther behind, and we need to get back to where we were. The things that Minnesotans are really proud of. We take care of each other. We believe in our public institutions. And we have allowed folks to erode that through a very ideological and cynical politics, and we're saying no more.
Ms. Cunningham, you talked a little bit about outside forces. What's going on in this town?
Whenever good is happening and collective action is happening, outside groups start trying to chime in, trying to shut it down, and what that means is that we're winning. When we have everyone on the line saying we're going to do whatever it takes for kids in strong public schools, that is a threat to capitalism. That is a threat of those who seek to profit off of privatizing education, and we're not here for it. We're not scared, because we know that we are in a righteous fight right now, and we're not backing down. Okay, it's cold. Nothing else? Yeah, go warm up.
everybody.
Thanks for being here.